And we're live.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another X-Marks the Spot with me, your host, Richter Hammer. Joining us as per usual are the usual group of people. We got Mr. James Phoenix.
Hello.
We got Marcus Shadow.
What's up?
And we have Chriz, a.k.a. the Mole.
Hi, thank you. Everyone, I still do the bow whenever I do the "I thank you."
No.
Even though I'm not on camera, I still have to do a bow.
All right, so first up, we are going to go through our weekly awards, and then we will hit up our match and promo of the night of any wrestling shows that we saw. So, with the first award, take it away, Mole.
And okay, my first award. Was this funny the first time? And that was just for our truth on commentary, confusing agoraphobia and arachnophobia again. And it's like the first time it was maybe slightly funny, I guess. This time it's like, oh god, you're forcing the old joke again. Stop it. Just let this die. Stop beating that horse. And that was from Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I could kind of agree with that.
Mm.
It's like, honestly, as kind of fun as he is to see him in the ring, why does R-Truth still have a job? He's been a joke ever since he came over to WWE. Why does he still have a job?
Affirmative action.
They have the New Day. I think that covers their affirmative action quota.
Oh, so now all black people are just the ones in blue dancing? Racist. R-Truth was black before the others stole his gimmick.
All right, so with your first award, take it away, Marcus.
All right, first of three. I call it the "We're Taking Over" award for spotting an NWO t-shirt in the crowd because I thought that was cool. I was like, he's wearing a black and white. Nice. That made me smile.
All right.
That was on Raw.
So, James, your first award?
All right. Mine, I messed up the order. I don't know what order these happened in, but I'm just going to go in the order I have them written down. My first award, I called it Seth Rollins' Moment of Zen. I gave it to Seth Rollins for being someone who was given a feud with a random TV personality for no reason. He's carrying it well. The fake Daily Show promo was pretty funny. I'll give him credit for that. And I like his ridiculously oversized table. And just don't really like the promo and the fact that Jon Stewart came out. Jon Stewart held his own on the mic pretty well. They did the kicking out. It was overall, for what it was, it's not a good feud by any means, and there's no reason for it to be happening. But for what it is, they did a pretty good job with it, so I give it to that. Seth Rollins basically selling the nut shot in particular was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
So that was mine.
Nice.
All right. So for mine, I'll go
from NXT.
No, the first one's actually, I guess technically from Raw, but I saw it on YouTube. But it's related to yours. I call it "In Brightest Day, in Darkest Night, kicking Seth in the nuts is all right." So I thought that segment was actually pretty funny. All right, so next award, take it away, Mole.
My next award is, at last, a product Marcus can get behind. And that is for Niagara with the Miz and Mizdow.
Wow.
For erectile dysfunction.
Wow.
Which, that whole promo was funny. Miz is unveiling the new advert. It's Sandow as Miz advertising Niagara, which is for erectile dysfunction, which they then show real Miz as actually having. for this whole advert for Niagara, and it's like I don't know why. It was just funny. I don't know if anyone else found that funny, but I loved that segment, Niagara.
More on that to come later.
Oh, I see what you did there. Come later, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw like part of that fake commercial on one of the like YouTube things. It's soft, and I was like, whoa.
I missed that promo somehow. That must have been in the early portion of Raw that I didn't get to see because I was working.
Well, that's what you get.
Pretty much.
You get God.
You're not our truth.
I could be our truth.
No, you're not, because I'm pretty sure you know the difference between arachnophobia and agoraphobia, or the fuck the other word is.
I don't know if you're aware.
I do, but not after I spent 3 hours in the makeup chair to get the Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder effect. Then all I can do is just come out and keep saying the word, "What's up? What's up?" Despite the fact no one answering me ever. It's weird.
Little Jimmy answers you.
Look what your penis does in its own time. Little Jimmy of Niagara.
All right, so with your next award, take it away, Marcus.
All right, my next award is called the My Time Is Over Award to the Raw crowd for overwhelmingly chanting, "Yes, yes, yes, yes," when Stephanie McMahon mentions that WWE can and will survive without John Cena, and without John Cena competing at WrestleMania. She also mentioned that WrestleMania doesn't need John Cena, but John Cena needs WrestleMania. And basically it was this whole promo of John Cena saying, I noticed I'm not on the WrestleMania card, but, damn it, WrestleMania, you can't have a WrestleMania without John Cena. And then Stephanie McMahon comes out, and it's like, I beg to differ, John. We can survive without you. The problem is, and the thing you have to realize, is you need WrestleMania far more than WrestleMania needs John Cena. And the whole thing with this award that I'm giving is to the crowd for basically agreeing with Stephanie of, yeah, John Cena, you're fucking old. Retire and leave. I was just like, wow.
See, when they did that, I was like, what? That makes no sense. Because the whole thing with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns competing to try and go to WrestleMania so one of them can be the next John Cena, which means they still need a John Cena at the moment to sell merchandise. It would have been like WrestleMania 18 not featuring The Rock or Austin.
True. And the other problem you have to consider with that is that we're gonna do this big storyline of, John Cena's old and a has-been and he needs to retire and go away. Now come on over to the next match. Check out these hip young stars, Kane and Big Show.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just found it funny that the crowd just overwhelmingly agreed with Steph when she was just like, yeah, WrestleMania doesn't need you. I'm like, wow, the crowd just completely fucking turned on Cena. What the hell? I mean, and it wasn't even like a, let's go Cena sucks type thing where it's bowing back and forth. This was overwhelmingly, yeah, Cena, you're over the hill. Get over yourself. I was like, wow.
I did also have to make the case with this storyline. It's fun, and it is cool to see him giving John Cena more of a third dimension and making him vulnerable. Yeah. That is cool. However, just, 4 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago, he went against The Rock. And the reason that was awesome is because it's two people in their prime. How has he gone from being in his prime to over the hill in as little as 4 years?
Injuries.
That doesn't necessarily mean he's suddenly out of his prime. It's like they were supposed to be, and Hogan's gone on record as saying he wants this and he's training for it. They want to put Hogan versus Cena as a match, which would sell money.
It would.
That's going to be it put butts in the seat. But the weird thing with that is you made The Rock versus Cena, two people in their prime. What the fuck are you going to do with old guy who can't wrestle anymore and is completely shit versus John Cena?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work unless John Cena's the young up-and-comer. It's like, yeah, I'm carrying this. I'm still in my prime. That doesn't work if it's two old people
True.
completely out of their prime and out of shape fighting. It's like, well, that's great. You want to see two like completely out of shape people fight? I'll just battle Crispy for the last slice of pizza.
Yeah. And if you want
Struck
to,
no disc as I throw the plate.
and if you want to see two old out of shape people fight, just wait until WrestleMania and you can see Triple H fight Sting.
I was thinking of that too.
Or just wait until Marcus finds out what Richter did to his amiibo. More on that unboxing later. I want that to be a video, just Richter open up Jeff Marcus's all the boxes of his collectibles, open them up, lick them, and then reseal the boxes, so he never knows.
That'd be funny.
but no, my point with that is just, it seems like, okay, fair enough, I get it, but making Cena old and out of shape right now, we get it, you're trying to push him out so you can get the new guy in. It does seem a little disrespectful to all the hard work and stuff he's done, because like him or hate him, he's been there over 15 years carrying your company.
Yeah.
He deserves more. It's like I said with how Vince treated Brett and stuff like that. It's like Vince seems to do this a lot. Like when after The Rock lost to Brock and stuff and went off and made movies and stuff, WWE famously let The Rock's contract run out instead of renewing it. What about all the shit he's done for him? Why does WWE do that? It's like, okay, while you're with us and we can make money off you, we're going to milk you. But the second we no longer get milk, fuck you. Yeah. It's like, come on, at least treat him with some bit of respect. They're loyal. Loyal.
Well, actually, I think in terms of The Rock's, from The Rock's perspective, I think it was his choice to not renew the contract. Because as he put it in the Monday Night Wars thing, which we're going to get to in the Monday Night War special, he said he went quietly into the night, which is how he wanted to go, because he wanted to just kind of slip out the back door and go pursue his movie career. So I think it was more his choice.
Yeah, since he's been back, he's been saying I slipped quietly into the night, like he's protecting WWE. But when before he returned in various interviews and stuff, he mentioned that I didn't walk out in WWE, they let my contract run out. And he says, but I have no hard feelings for doing that, but it still felt a little bad. And I was like, okay, he's basically, you know what I mean? He's not going to use this to bash WWE,
right?
Because he knows eventually they'll come crawling back, and look what happened.
Yep. He also said in that same video that the reason he did that is because he didn't want the big Ric Flair fanfare and stuff. He didn't want the big farewell party. He was like, I've done what I came to do. I've become successful. I want to go on to other things. And, this new talent doesn't need to get buried by The Rock retiring. No, I'm just going to disappear and let the new talent do what they're going to do and carry the company. Which I give him tremendous respect for that decision.
Yeah, it's like I said, before he's come back to WWE, he had a completely different story. This seems more like a story that would protect WWE, because like I said, it was more of they let his contract run out. He was always planning to come back. Because at the time when they let his contract run out, WWE wanted to save money, so they got rid of his contract to keep all the new guys. They just got like Orton, Batista, Cena and stuff all at once, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But it still made him. He mentioned it made him feel a little, you know what I mean, like a little disrespected. But it seems like he was being more professional, if that makes sense. And when he comes back to the company, you don't turn around and say, "I'm back at this company, the same one that told me to fuck off." It's like, no, you don't do that. You come back like Brett. After Brett's come back from the screw job, he sits down. He says, "Mate," and he sat down before now, and he'll undertalk the screw job compared to before he came back.
True.
Indeed.
All right. So with your next award, take it away, Jim.
And well, conveniently, my next award ties in what we were just talking about. Because, yeah, John Cena may be old and under the hill, but luckily we have a replacement. My second award is What You Gonna Do when hashtag Axelmania runs wild on you. Because I'm giving credit to Curtis Axel for getting himself over with something. Because, wow, that came out of left field. And the people were fucking chanting Axelmania. I'm like, what the shit just happened here?
That's actually my third award. I call it the Facepalm Award.
Hey,
With
give
more
Curtis actually
Axelmania,
credit. Axelmania's running wild. The Axelmaniacs, no.
I mean, I'm glad they've given him something successful, but it's groan worthy. I mean, he doesn't do it terribly. I'll give him credit for that, but it's still groan worthy.
That's because you didn't watch his NXT work. No, I'm kidding. He only went back there for like what, a week?
Yeah, I was like, I think he had one.
And then he showed up in the Royal Rumble.
I mean, how
to
does that make you?
rejuvenate his career.
Yeah. How does that make you feel, Rick? To know Curtis Axel went to the development NXT and they realized above Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville that Curtis Axel was so good they need to put him back on the main roster ASAP.
Honestly, I think it's because of the Royal Rumble thing.
I do as well.
I think
after that he's going to go back.
Capitalize on something. They didn't do it with like Fandango or anything. They're like, let's capitalize. They're like, should we capitalize on this sudden popularity? Nah. This time they're like, oh, sure, do it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, they seem to have learned from their mistake because the Fandango one, they brought him out into the ring and they're like, okay, how can we make this popular? How can we keep getting him over? Let's have old man Jerry Lawler keep talking and doing it and talk about how cool and hip Fandangoing is over and over again while forcing you with it. It's like, no, you're going to make people get sick at the own thing that they're doing. This, like the Axelmania, it feels like they're allowing the fans to feel like they're making something happen when they're not. I miss Fandango. I like Fandangoing. I like that theme song too. Cha cha la 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 la.
All right. So, my second award for, of course, from NXT, was I couldn't come up with a really cool name for this. You could do any, and you'll see what pun you could just put in there if you want. But after Adam Rose came out, one of the Rosebuds was dressed as Leonardo, and so the crowd was chanting Ninja Turtle. It was just like nice. I don't know why it was funny, but
What show was that on?
NXT.
Nice. Shadow approved.
And then as they were chanting and Adam Rose got in the ring for his match, a Hell in a Cell suddenly lowered out of nowhere and they couldn't figure out why.
That would be way too amazing.
It would have been.
Then that would be all the awards. I just bring it up 5 times. All right, so with your next award, take it away, Mole.
My next bit of news my next award comes from news. And I've called the award HHHOF. And that's for Triple H, the WWE Executive Vice President, Talent, Live Events, and Creative, and third-time World Champion in WWE, as they made a point of saying in one line, has been inducted into the 2015 International Sports Hall of Fame on Saturday, March 7th, 2015, at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio. He is joined in the class of 2015, which includes 5-time World Boxing Champion Evander Holyfield, who was awesome, 8-time Miss Olympia bodybuilding champion Lena Murray, martial arts and world-renowned movie star Michael Jai, or Jai, or however you pronounce it, or Jai White, 11-time world kickboxing champion Don Wilson, and world powerlifting champion Ed Cohn, or Cohn. Which I thought that's kind of cool. It's cool to see wrestlers get inducted into Sports Hall of Fame. I don't know why. And I know it may sound weird with it being Triple H and stuff, but I like that because it feels like it. You know what I mean? It just gives wrestling a little bit more as respect than what it deserves. Because so many times, whenever people mention, "Oh yeah, wrestling's done this with sports," people go, "It's not sport." It's like, oh, fuck's sake, why isn't it sport? Because clearly they plan out how the match is going to end and stuff. They plan out routines to synchronize swimming. What's your point?
Sometimes they plan out the Olympics.
Yeah. But it just feels more legitimate that Triple H has been able to get an actual sport award, and I don't know why that seems pretty cool right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I say the future would make a pact that if anybody questions whether or not wrestling is real sports, we proceed to show them Hulk Hogan and Dennis Rodman versus Karl Malone and DDP.
I'm
No,
gonna say
No commentary on that. Okay,
no commentary.
fair enough. Back to Hammy.
All
The
right.
Ivory Tower.
Because you included the words, we want to prove that wrestling is a real sport, and Hulk Hogan. That's the best example of this athletic feat.
Well, I was showing that it's of a sport that athletes outside of wrestling went there to compete.
They did. The best example would be Kurt Angle.
That's true. Also Mark Henry.
No, he's not a good example.
Come on, dude was the world's strongest man.
Was. Then he met me.
Yeah.
No.
As we're gonna discuss the Monday Night Wars thing coming up after this, he pushed Jerry Lawler through the ropes and way out of the ring into the second row with one hand.
He did. And now he sweats to the ring dressed as Kool-Aid Man.
Exactly.
Jerry Lawler or
No, well, both. But in all fairness, Mark Henry has dropped a bunch of weight recently. He hasn't been back in a while, but he dropped a bunch of weight since he left.
I would make the case Mark Henry sweats coming to the ring. Jerry Lawler gets to the ring and goes, "Ah, my heart." Thank you.
All right. So, Marcus, did you have more than 3 or no? I can't remember.
Nope, that's it.
Okay. All right. So on to Mr. Phoenix.
Okay. Next award on my list. My third award is. Wait, what the hell? Oh, okay. I did actually manage to pull out a 5th award. Then I have 5 awards. Sorry, I don't know how to number things. Anyway, my third award is I am the game, and I am that damn powerful.
Didn't we cover this?
Because Triple H fired Booker T for no reason and then rehired him. Because apparently that
There's a
shows
reason. He fired Booker T to show that he could because he was in charge and had that kind of control.
Right, but when you immediately rehire him and there's absolutely no repercussions for you saying that doesn't show you have power. That just shows that you can come out and talk. There is no proof in that moment that other than Booker T looking dejected and sad and walking away to what should have been the sad Incredible Hulk music. There's nothing there proved at all that you have power, that you can talk and people do stuff. There's no proof that he was actually fired. It's just that you're coming out and you're saying he's fired and he's walking away.
To be fair, his resume will always have a blemish upon it now showing that he was fired. If he goes to work for such respectable organizations such as Global Force Wrestling, Ring of Honor, or TNA, they're going to look at that and going to be like, wait, WWE fired you? Why? Or he's going to be like, well, I don't know, it was sort of a promo. They're going to be like, that's not good enough. Unless they fired you for something really controversial that we can milk and come out on the air and say every week of why WWE sucks, we don't want to hire you, sorry. Mm-hmm. And he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life, Jim. The rest of his life.
I'd like to dispute that your entire argument became invalid when you called TNA a respectable organization.
I would make the case it did not. It is very respectable. I would also make the case I'm being really sarcastic.
This is true.
All right.
But I'm calling it now. Booker T's going to cost Triple H his match against Sting, and those two will form a new WCW with just the two of them.
There you go.
WC?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. My next award is from downtown for the tag team. I don't think it was for the belt. Tag team match on NXT where Wesley Blake did a really long distance frog splash, and I was like, wow, he like it looked like it was over half the ring, and I'm like, that's
Wow.
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
And I just wish one of the commentators had become one of the NBA Jam dude just for that.
No, they need to bust that out for the Inferno match. He's on fire!
He's on fire!
I'm kidding, I know what you were about. But yeah. I loved NBA Jam. Oh, that game's so good.
It is. I need to play the remake. I haven't had a chance to play the remake yet.
It's not bad, I like that game.
Cool.
All right, so your next award, take it away, Mole.
Who will yell at us in 2K16? WWE head trainer Bill DeMont posted the following message on his Twitter account. I deny the recent allegations made about me. However, to avoid any embarrassment or damage to the WWE, I've decided to step down from my role effective immediately. So Bill DeMont has now left. And for those of you wondering, the allegations include using racist terms and allowing strength and conditioning coaches to sexually harass women.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we got no Bill DeMont now.
Yes. I thought it was racial. I thought it was homophobic terms he was using.
Apparently he used racist terms on one of the black guys apparently as well.
Fair enough.
He might have done both, but I saw one of the black people had gone on record as saying that. It's like all of these all at once.
Okay.
He's multi-talented. Don't pigeonhole him, Jim.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I will say that's kind of a shame. Now, this bit, I will say, is rumours. People are saying rumours is Triple H will take over as head trainer for NXT, but then someone else has said it's going to be someone else has stepped in, but I can't remember who it was. Oh, I remember now, Albert. And I was like, what? Albert posted that he's going to step in the role. And I'm like, what?
He's already traveling with NXT because he's one of the commentators, and he's there. It makes sense.
And he's there every day at the Performance Center. Because he mentions it every fucking time he's on the microphone.
He does.
I see this guy in the Performance Center. He's got a lot of heart.
He does. But I would make the case, Albert teaching someone to wrestle would be like Jim coaching a charisma class.
And all fairness, give him credit. He could wrestle to some extent. It's not like they're telling him to teach a class on shaving your back.
Yeah. All right, so your next award, take it away, Jim.
Mm. Don't worry, Albert will take over as head trainer. He'll be irrelevant for a year or so, and then Trish Stratus will show up and make him relevant again.
Hey, he was very relevant after he came back as the greatest Asian wrestler of all time. All time. All time.
That was such a crazy build-up.
Tenzai, out comes Albert.
Yeah, he comes out and I was like, what the what?
The Tensai.
I felt like Peter Molyneux wrote the trailers for him or something. This is not what we were promised. What the fuck is this?
To be fair, did anyone go to see a movie called The Last Samurai and think it was going to be Tom Cruise?
This is true.
At least didn't they show him in the ads? That's why I didn't watch that movie. I was like, oh, cool, Samurai. Oh, Tom Cruise, okay.
Yeah, I was kidding. Yeah, they did show him in the advert.
Mm-hmm.
That film's actually not that bad.
I will take your word for it.
The Last Samurai is actually a pretty good movie.
Oh, I did prefer it when they adapted it and called it Samurai. Thank you.
I'm just glad there's no Last Samurai 2, because you're like, no, stop doing that.
You mean like when they continued Highlander? There should be only one.
Like when there's credits to Neverending Story. Well, that ended.
Yeah. But your award, I believe it was your award, Jim.
I believe it's my award, yes. Okay. My award number 4 is called Trailblazer, and Blaze is spelled with a Y. In honor of Alundra Blaze, aka Medusa, being announced as a Hall of Fame inductee, because really, that should have happened a while ago. I'm sorry, but Alundra Blaze was pretty. I mean, I can understand if Vince hesitant because, she put our title in the garbage on the other show, fair enough. But at the same time, that really, that was relevant to pro wrestling as a whole, and really helped ignite the Monday Night Wars. Plus, she was the first real, female wrestler that helped bring back the women's title in WWF for a period of time after they didn't have it. So, I approve for going in there. I think it's a good induction.
I agree.
I can also agree with that. I think it was a little surprising that WWE would just be like, yeah, that whole thing about you tossing our women's championship into the garbage on national TV? Yeah, we're cool with that.
And I was surprised. I figured, like, okay, maybe they'll let bygones be bygones. But when they actually put it in the little promo, I'm like, oh shit.
Well, to be fair, she jumped ship to a company that they bought out, so it's like they still own her.
And in all fairness, she jumped ship back to the company where she started to begin with.
Yeah.
It was probably more along the lines of, well, we won anyway, so why the fuck do we care?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Well, it's probably because they themselves have also thrown the WWE Women's Championship in the trash and gave us the Divas title.
True.
At least that title's not been in the trash.
Yeah. Technically speaking, they didn't even just throw it in the trash. They cut it in half and then throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Well, they could have smashed it with a hammer.
No, they can't. No, you can't. You can't just smash belts with a hammer. That infringes on the copyright of Mick Foley's hardcore belt.
That needs to be a thing in the game. If I smash Richter in the face with my title belt, it should suddenly turn into the hardcore championship no matter what match I'm in.
That'd be amazing.
He's like, wait, what? That shouldn't happen. Why not? I can throw stairs at him and stuff, and it just bounces off his head or chairs.
Apparently, I didn't give this an award, but apparently we reached the point where titles are 24/7 titles anyway. Apparently, the Intercontinental title is now 24/7. You don't even have to fucking pin a guy anymore.
To be fair, Mole, though, I was playing as Reigns at that point.
Nice.
As a created wrestler, Reigns, I think I downloaded.
Nice.
All right, so my fourth award, which is my final one for tonight, is the Suck as a Heel? Well then, pick on the announcer award. Goes to Kevin Owens. So yeah, because I don't know. I guess he has no one to fight, or he's just starting out as a heel. I don't know. It feels like he's going backwards. Like they start him at the top, and then he has to go. Like usually, when they're trying to get like cheap heat for a heel, they're like, just go pick on Jerry Lawler or something. It's just weird. It feels, I don't know.
It's probably because they've been playing Pokemon, and apparently devolutions are great things.
There you go.
Hi, Pichu. Why does that exist?
I think. What's the Smoochum? The Jinx one? That one's stupid. I think that's worse.
Worse than turning Ditto into Kelly Kelly.
Ouch.
Yes, that was so useful. That was one of the best Pokemon. They took a completely garbage one and gave it such a good purpose.
Do you eventually, at one point or another, go into like Pokemon tournament and pull out an entire team of Dittos while wearing our same outfit as the Godfather and go, "It's my whole train"?
No, that would be really good though.
Then quickly lose.
Yeah. You're like, you can't fight yourself, and they'd be like, yeah, I can. Blastoise use thunder. Oh shit.
Well, Blastoise use Thunder? It's a water
Yes.
Pokemon. That would kind of kill itself.
Should he might be one of the ones that can. Like, dude, just play Stadium. You'll see anything fucking broken in that game. It'll be there. Like Blastoise using Dig. You're like, you can't. No, you have to waste a TM to do that.
To be fair, if Pikachu can surf, anything is possible. And
That's like a
surfing
special Pikachu.
is
That's
awesome.
that's what's stupid. Is like
He was.
it's like not even possible. You can't teach them that. They're like, oh, here's a special one.
I
That was it.
Pikachu.
I did I loved surfing Pikachu to the point when I was playing the Pokemon card game. I did have a surfing Pikachu card that I purchased for a shit ton of money for at least it seemed like a shit ton at the time when I was a kid, because it was like weeks and weeks and weeks worth of pocket money and stuff like that all went to this one card, and it was surfing Pikachu from QVC.
Nice.
Back when QVC had good shit. Sorry, QVC used to over here do like they'd have like an hour for just wrestling stuff, and it'd be merchandise, and they'd have the wrestlers on there. It'd be awesome, or comic books, or you know what I mean, or like Pokemon cards and stuff. Nowadays, it's all pots, pans, jewelry, and it's like, oh, great, you've realised eBay and Amazon are a thing. Yay.
Too true.
Did you say too true, or did you say true blue? True blue.
The first one.
Oh. Hoped we were going to sing jaunty Smurf songs.
I thought
Sorry.
I thought he said too cool.
Mhm.
Banging it, banging it, banging it, banging it. Turn it up, turn it up.
All right. So your last award, take it away, Mole.
That's how you do Road to WrestleMania mode. Oh, do I have your attention now? Thank you, that was all. No. I gave it an award. That's how you do Road to WrestleMania mode. Because check out 2K's version of a Road to WrestleMania mode. The folks at 2K is actually presenting a grand opportunity. 2K to residents of the United States of America, so that's you guys, not me, but I still think this is cool. A little racist and hurtful, because I've been a loyal customer, but still cool now. The WWE 2K series creator has announced a Twitter-based WWE 2K15 contest for people to enter. The winners each will earn a trip to WrestleMania 31 to compete in the 2K Tournament of Champions at WrestleMania Access, and will be coached by WWE's own Dolph Ziggler, Paige, Sami Zayn, or Xavier Woods. To enter the contest, US residents must do the following. Shoot a video telling 2K why you should represent Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Xavier Woods, or Paige in the 2K Tournament of Champions from WrestleMania Access at WrestleMania 31. Upload and tweet the video using the hashtag 2K WrestleMania Contest. Please read the details, official rules to be considered at http www.2k.com/2KTOC/. Thank you. And it says selected winners will be flown out to WrestleMania 31 by 2K to participate in the tournament and meet the superstar or diva they represent. The eventual winner of the 2K Tournament of Champions will then be crowned by 2K as the WWE 2K champion, and they have, from the image of the contest itself, a custom title made for this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do Road to WrestleMania, by actually giving them a Road to WrestleMania. Thank you.
Nice.
That does sound really cool. I just find it funny that it's like open US only, so you can represent Paige.
Yeah.
And then I got my tattoo on my back for nothing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's legal shit, because if they open it to other countries, then they have to try to abide by the laws of all the countries at the same time, which can really be a pain in the ass.
I love how many contests that are open to US that aren't open to Canada. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
What
of
did
course,
Chriz do up there?
well, of course they're not putting Canada. Canada's not a real country. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Tim.
I also love how many times WWE do contests and it's US only. Do they not know what the first W stands for?
Yep.
But still, the contest seems really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing more to do with the access and all that stuff. And I'm hopeful that Richter will win.
Wow.
And Richter will go forward and represent Sami Zayn.
That would be
Why?
awesome.
Because his video will be, I do X-Marks the spot with Richter Hammer, and I constantly review NXT, and I keep telling you how Kevin Owens sucks, and Sami Zayn is my god. Thank you.
That would be funny.
Pretty much.
Well, Jim should do one. Hi, I'm James Phoenix. As we've mentioned in previous videos and stuff, I work at a library, so I know a thing or two about pages. As he winks, and that's just his entire video. Yeah, just 3 hours of with him winking. At one
That
point,
would
he
be
does a
amazing.
bullet time wink. No.
Wow.
And Marcus Shadow, as the token minority in this conversation, you get Xavier Woods.
If anything, Jim should do one for Xavier Woods. It's like, I can represent Xavier Woods. Come on, I'm on the Power Force, for crying out loud.
But you like Power Rangers and Dragon Ball. He's got both those. Just start pretending you like Sonic, and then you'd be the Asian Xavier Woods.
Yep.
I would love the fact if you were to do exactly what Marcus said. Come on, I'm on the Power Force. I'd love someone in WWE to say, Power Force, Power Force. Isn't that the organization Jeff Jarrett's doing? Boo! And just close the video off without knowing what the fuck that was.
There you go. All right. So with your last award, take it away, Jim.
Okay. So for my last award, you could call it the botch of the week to some extent or another because it was a screw up and not on the part of the performer. But I prefer to call it Sound Fuck Ups. Believe that. Because apparently somebody in the fucking the fucking production truck, whoever the sound guy is, as mentioned by Paul Heyman, is apparently from New Jersey and doesn't know how to do his job because Paul Heyman could not get a working mic to save his goddamn life.
Maybe they were from Philly.
Yeah. If they were from Philly, they would want him to have a good mic. Philly loves Paul Heyman. But anyway,
Maybe they thought he was CM Punk, so they kept doing it because that got him over last time.
maybe. But, yeah, I give Paul Heyman full credit for working it completely into his promo almost seamlessly. Because that was amazing.
I know what this is building to.
What?
Next week on Raw, and you've heard of it here first, folks, and you can bank on this. Brock Lesnar will turn on Paul Heyman and just give him an F5 and be like, "You can't represent me. You can't even talk me up properly. Look at the mic. Look what happened to your microphone. I need someone who can talk without a microphone." And out comes Jimmy Hart with his megaphone.
Ah!
My client Brock Lesnar into a microphone. Pay to see it.
My client, Brock Lesnar.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I would pay to see that. I don't know why. I would just pay to see it. Yeah, imagine that with my client Brock Lesnar is a mercenary, then just from Brock. The whole promo alone, I'd just be like, shut up and take every award ever made for the next year.
Pretty much.
Wow.
That'd be good.
All right. So now on to our match and promos of the night.
Yes.
So with yours, take it away, Marcus.
All right. So my match of the night for Raw was Paige versus Nikki Bella with Brie Bella for the Divas title. with the return of AJ Lee. I thought they worked that in pretty well. It's kind of interesting that Paige and AJ are on the face side now. I was just like, this is feeling a little weird. They're like teaming up and their faces. I'm like, wow, okay. But this could be interesting. Paige and AJ versus the Bella Twins. That could be a pretty good feud. The match itself was pretty good. I enjoyed the match. I did not like most of the other matches of that night, though.
Hashtag give superstars a chance.
They did, and John Cena buried him in 5 seconds. Thank you.
Also, unrelated, but if anybody has not heard, Hornswoggle has launched a new campaign, hashtag give little people a chance.
There you go, Marcus.
Wow.
Funny thing, the funny thing is
Wow.
that's not a joke. That's an actual thing.
Fair enough. This campaign should have been hashtag weave the little people.
You just wanted that T-shirt for your CAW.
No, I don't.
I would so download him just to put him in that T-shirt.
There you go.
But my promo of the night is Jim alluded to this earlier. Was The Miz and Damian Mizdow shoot a commercial, then debut it to the new yes, but debut it to the New Day, the Primetime Players, Los Matadores with El Torito, Adam Rose and the Rosebuds, and I think there were some various divas in the room. Because that whole bit was it was hilarious, and Miz actually sold the whole thing without going too over the top. I mean, he was a little bit over the top because it's The Miz, but just the anger and stuff and the way Miz sold that when he was just abject pissed off at Mizdow it was brilliant. And Mizdow Mizdow's fucking genius. He's awesome. And this just completely showed it because he basically completely sold the whole thing without uttering a single word. Just looking at his facial expressions as Miz was just basically verbally berating him was fucking brilliant. It's like, okay, yeah, Mizdow is the man. He is amazing. Damien, hashtag give Sandow a chance. Like seriously, he's probably one of the best promo men I've seen in a long time. He's one of those rare superstars that's like Undertaker and Sting and stuff, and kind of Lesnar that can basically cut a promo without uttering a single word. He's that good, and he's decent in the ring. He's pretty good in the ring.
All right.
So yeah, I love that promo.
Okay. And Raw was the only one you saw, right?
Yes.
Okay. So with your match and promo of the night, take it away, Mole.
And thank you. Match of the night, I gave it to the same as Marcus, Paige versus Nikki. I thought that match was great up until the point AJ came out. Because then I'm like, it's just going to revolve back around her again. And but the actual match, in terms of a match, was pure win.
I can agree with that.
And I like that match. And I know this match was a response to the give divas a chance stuff, because they let them go out there and just wrestle, and it was good. It was great. Hopefully it's not like a one-off thing, like, look, you got what you wanted, and then just forget it the next week.
Yeah.
And ironically, my promo of the night, I gave it to Alundra Blaze being introduced into the Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Mainly because, as I've mentioned in the past, I was a fan of... Oh, hang on.
Okay, then. Yeah, I think Mole was about to say he was a fan of Alundra Blaze when she was in WWE.
Which is understandable. She was a great... was a great wrestler both in WWE and the WCW.
Yeah, she was. Like I said, she was. But yeah, like I said, I like that. I thought that was a great way of introducing someone into the Hall of Fame because you didn't just get people backstage doing impressions of her dropping the title in the bin or whatever, or anything like that. It was people like actual divas talking about how she inspired them and what she meant to them as an individual and stuff. And like I mentioned, I was a fan of Alundra Blaze or Medusa, whatever you want to call her. And honestly, the second that was announced, like I said to Marcus when it came on there, I know it had leaked out earlier, but I hadn't seen it. The second I saw it on there, I was like, "Holy fuck! It's Alundra Blaze! They're inducting her. Nice!" And I was like, "That just wins promo of the night for me."
Yeah. Well, like I said, I just kind of randomly ran into it, and it wasn't necessarily a leak in as much as someone noticed that Alundra Blaze had tweeted something. I can't remember what it was she had tweeted, and they were like, is it possible they could be inducting her? Really? Would WWE really do that?
Oh, I know that, but I know like WWE also tends to put stuff like that up on the network like right before the Raw, and they also tend to talk about stuff on the pre-show, which I missed this week, and various other stuff, like other sites will probably have reported it and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure people may have known that was coming. I personally didn't, and when I saw it, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Although now having seen the Monday Night War stuff, it's not as surprising now to me that they would induct her. Considering, yeah, if they really hated her for that, they would not have interviewed her about it. Because they'd be like, no, we are not putting you on WWE programming. Fuck the hell off. The fact that they actually interviewed her about it and let her speak about it was like, okay, yeah, they're kind of burying the hatchet. They're kind of semi-okay with it now. Fair enough.
And in fairness, they got Eric Bischoff in the interviews of running back as GM. They've pretty much come to terms with WCW at this point.
True.
I think most of the past has been generally everybody's okay with it, except for Macho Man banging Stephanie. That seems to be the only thing Vince still had a problem with.
And yet he's in the Hall of Fame.
I know.
But I would also make the case of...
Is that what Stephanie is called now? Sorry.
Nice. But I would also make the case of the whole thing with WCW, as I've mentioned in the past. I don't like the fact they don't do this with ECW or other stuff as much. With WCW, they go out their way to purposely lie about actual events. And just lie about what happened, and all of the WCW stars and stuff when they came over, yeah, they got treated like shit. And it's like, they should have been at least treated with some decorum of respect. I mean, if you could argue WCW ironically did that right, because you would make the case of WWE got hold of WCW's talent and they treat them like shit. WCW got hold of WWE's talent and they showcased them and talked about how awesome they were.
In all fairness, it depends on the talent.
How about Booker T?
Yeah, I said some of them were. Yeah, Booker T came back and he got made a laughingstock of. But I would counter that point with Chris Jericho came over and he got immediately put out into a main event, into a promo with The Rock, like the top guy, and was, granted it didn't last very long and he had to build his way back up there, but they immediately pushed Jericho right off the bat, gave him a bunch of vignettes and a huge fanfare.
Yeah, he jumped before they purchased it though.
Yes, but you're comparing them purchasing WCW to WWF guys jumping to WCW, so I would say that's not an apt comparison. If you're going to compare apples to apples, it should be guys jumping from WWF to WCW or WCW to WWF.
Okay,
when X jumped back over, he was immediately back at DX front and center again. When guys jumped over, they were given fanfare, and just when they brought it out, they had an influx of all these guys, and they didn't know what the fuck to do with these 10,000 dudes they had all of a sudden, so yeah, a lot of them got fucked over.
I would also make the case then, who was it that was then put into a storyline where he was co-champion with a woman that they completely erased from the history books? Who was it that the first night he won the WWE title, they completely erased it from the history books? Who was it that when he actually won the Undisputed Champion, they quickly jobbed the fuck out the second a main event star emerged of Triple H? Who was it they constantly bury and put while they put over guys like Undertaker, Kane, Big Show, all of the WWE ones, or at least the big guys. Like, because you could argue Big Show, obviously WCW, but still a big guy. It was Jericho. They treated Jericho like shit over the years a few times. Like, every time he gets momentum, they quickly fucking job him out.
Oh, I'm sorry, who's a 9-time Intercontinental Champion and the first ever undisputed champion in WWE history who beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night?
Who's the first undisputed champion in WWE history? I'd make the case Shane Douglas, because they've purchased WCW and he won the NWA title and the WCW title and called himself the undisputed champion, as they did at the time. Thank you. History.
I guess it depends. If you believe WWE's version of history, the first undisputed champion was Randy Orton.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not a knock on Jericho. I like Jericho. It's just a case of WCW talent they treat like crap. It's like they brought the NWO over. Big, impactful. We've seen what the NWO did when you've watched the Monday Night Wars. You saw how huge they were and how great the NWO was. Yeah, and then we saw Austin completely super senior it and take out every single member with like no effort. And then all three guys were jobbed out. Eventually Hulk Hogan turned face after he lost to The Rock. And then they put in people like X-Pac and Booker T and jobbed them out further.
Mm-hmm. I argue that, yes, in fact, I watched Monday Night Wars earlier and I saw what the WCW could do. They could take over an entire roster and kill a company because there was nobody to fight against them, and they finally took Sting.
Except for you also, that's a lie, which we'll go into in the Monday Night Wars thing. Because they completely lied about that whole Sting joining the NWO thing.
Okay, that's unfortunately one of those things where you could say it's a lie all you want, but the winners write the history.
Okay, then, as you yourself also pointed out, WWE named Orton first undisputed champion at one point. There you go, your history.
Yep. Like I said, they write the history, so.
Yeah, it's still bullshit.
It is still bullshit. I'm just saying that's history as far as anybody who was not there at the time is concerned, unfortunately, because that's what WWE's telling people.
Yeah, like when the three members came over who were the Radicals.
Mm-hmm.
Was Moppy not one of them? I can't remember.
Moppy was at China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, my point was just WWE does go out of its way to lie about WCW and completely bury it a lot of times, and it's overly annoying because other stuff they go out their way to overly praise and talk up, and it's like you own this, you own it on the network. You want to tell people, look how awesome WCW was. Stop telling them it's shit every chance you get.
Pretty much.
But that was my match and promoing crap.
Okay. So next up, James.
All right. It's pretty straightforward. My promo that I went to the aforementioned Paul Heyman promo because I thought that was amazing. Dude came out there, he had crazy passion, he worked in the fuck-ups, he was, like, swearing and shit because he just didn't, like, he went out there like his life depended on that promo and he did not care anymore. And I was blown away by that promo. It was a great promo. For match, unfortunately, I didn't see a lot of matches because I missed the beginning of the show, and then I left to get food, apparently right before the apparently good Divas match that I did not get to see. I came back to AJ in the back talking to, was it Renee, whoever the hell it was? So unfortunately, I didn't get to see that part. So I'll give match of the night to I give it to Reigns and Rollins only because they did have a good back and forth. Aside from the interferences, they had a good back and forth, and Rollins got to showcase some athleticism. So it was not a terrible match, and it wasn't Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper. Oh, I'm just going to tap Luke Harper out. It was okay. I would have liked to have seen the what was the other match happened earlier in the night? The other one, Ambrose versus Barrett, because I'd imagine that would have been a good match, but I didn't get to see that one. Oh, that's my promo and match of the night.
All right. So for my match of the night, obviously NXT, was the main event, strangely enough, by WWE standards, was Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the rematch for the women's NXT title, and that was actually a really, really solid match. Had some good spots, pretty much several of which were Sasha Banks, trying to injure her back, basically, because of tying into what happened at Rival. There's also a really good spear that Charlotte hit, and also I was laughing because she did a chop block, and I'm like, hey, like her old man. And that was a good match. Woo! Pretty much. Yeah, Sasha could have not said that, half the time she did. Like, I get it, you're making fun of Charlotte. But it was a good match. My promo of the night was this was earlier in that night. It started off with Bayley talking to Charlotte, but the better part was then Emma came in and they're like, "Oh, hi, how's it going?" Bayley's like, "Hi," and he's like, "Hey, you want to go, use the bubble machine and dance around?" And Emma's like, "No," and that was kind of funny because she was like super blunt about it. She's like, "Yeah," she's like, "Yeah, I used, I remember when I used to be like that and tried to be out and be all nice and be a fan favorite, and I was on Raw, and now look where I am, back here." And I'm like, ouch.
Oh, did Emma actually heel turn? I missed that.
I'm not sure. It's more that she's just like bitter about it. I'm not sure if she's full on heel, but she's definitely.
Which doesn't make sense because if I recall correctly, at the last pay-per-view, whatever, when she came out, was she not doing the Santino arm thing?
Pretty much, yeah. She came out dancing side.
I was like, what the hell? Okay, random. Although I will say, I'm shocked you didn't give match of the night to Kevin Owens versus his own reverse momentum.
Nice. But yeah, it's just it was a funny promo just because I liked it. Just because I liked it. I'm not sure if that was not like written for her, but that felt like that's how she felt. Like, yeah, I was, I tried to get all smiles and stuff, and now I'm back here, and I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I agree with that. So I can. I don't know if
that's not because you're trying to get smiles. It's because you were paired with Santino.
Yeah. I'm not quite. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, you go first.
Okay, I was just gonna say I'm not sure if it's how much of it is for Emma or how much it's leading into how it seems like they're trying to not necessarily heel turn Bayley, but like trying to get her out of that gimmick, which I could agree with.
Nice. I'm hoping next week on NXT there's a loud Bill DeMont chant. There needs to be, because I will also admit part of me is a little worried for NXT if the head guys now, or one of the head bookers and trainers and shit has now left and it's been replaced with someone else. It might feel different.
It's true.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah, well, I think it'll depend on who the people are, because I think some of the talent that they're bringing over are from other stuff, like Finn Balor and Hideo Itami and stuff. Like they and Solomon Crow and stuff, they're like actual wrestlers, so they shouldn't need as much. But I'm thinking some of the guys like Blake, the tag team champions, Blake and I forget his other name. Murphy, thank you. They need a better name. But anyway, like those guys are like some of the like squash dudes that they have out. Like I could see that some of those people who seem like fresher faces, for lack of a better term, but I could see that it would affect them somehow because it would be a different trainer. So like that's where I think we would see a change, not necessarily in some of the guys that are already established there.
That is true. I wasn't sure if like him being head booker, let's say, or at least a booker,
Yeah.
for it. Let's say Albert was then to turn around and say, back when I was in WWE, I seem to remember losing to this guy, Rhino, and suddenly he just jobbed out Sami Zayn to Rhino every week. Which, you know what I mean? It's not like, I remember this guy. This guy was great. Let's go. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Use him to help elevate the younger talent. No.
Push Rhino for the NXT Championship. Yeah, that'd be weird.
He feuds with me, Brian Kendrick.
He needs to feud with Christian or Mark Henry or whoever it was that was the last ever ECW champion on WWE.
That was Mark Henry.
Just to reclaim the title of ECW champion.
That would be cool.
That would be hilarious. Then just like credits roll and it's just him walking away and then he just is like goring a waterfall or something. Like it's just his story is just over. He's like, I reclaimed it, I never lost it, now it's mine again. I can leave.
Yes. And then he can appear at the end of Spider-Man 2 to face him off in a weird little cliffhangy teaser.
And you mean I couldn't think of a time what they were going to reboot it as. Would be amazing. But I don't know if they want to go Ultimate. Oh, Spectacular. There you go. That would have. Because I was like, don't do Ultimate. Do something else.
Superior
Spider-Man 2. Sure, why not? I feel at some point, I think Sony's close to the just throw it against the wall and see what sticks stage. So
that's normally the best way to find out who would make a good Spider-Man.
This is true. This is true.
Can that be like a hidden, or not like a hidden, but like one of the special features? The audition reel. They just throw him against the wall.
There you go.
Bounce out.
But I thought Tobey Maguire said that all they did was turn the stage on the front, let me crawl along it, and they would just use special effects. We don't have the budget. Stick, damn you.
There you go.
I want to see a realistic take on Spider-Man where he's using... Did you ever see the Mythbusters episode where Jamie scaled the building using his suction cups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How amazing would that be if he was dressed like Spider-Man and that's what they did for a gritty, realistic reboot?
That'd be hilarious.
It would be.
All right, so there you have it. Our awards and match and promo of the night. So, unless there's anyone have anything else to add real quick before we go, or are we good?
No, that was it.
All right.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Thank you, everyone here for being on the show.
You're welcome. It was fun.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hashtag give Sandow a chance.
And thank everyone for listening. We will be back next week with some more awards and some more matches and promos of the night. Thank you very much, and good night.